All right, list, baby.
List. So I don't think my list is very interesting. I'll be honest with you. I feel like I didn't do a lot of homework with it either because I went out last night instead. Yeah. So maybe you got something that's like gonna blow my mind. Like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Sorry.
And another one is just this list.
It's top 5 sequels, by the way.
Top 5 sequels because we were like, hey, yesterday we were like, hey, we didn't come up with a list.
Yeah.
And then we just whipped it together.
Yeah, let's think of something easy. So we did top 5 sequels, which was very easy.
It was very easy.
I do have a lot of honorable mentions.
I have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
13.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18.
Okay.
So should I do 4 then? And then...
Sure, sounds good.
We'll be... Alright, my first is Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
Fantastic. Love it. The prequel-sequel storyline.
So does that mean you like the sequel better than the original?
I think I do, but I don't like the actual movie. The actual movie is not as impactful to me as my top 5, I don't think.
So I'll just say this right off the bat.
Yeah.
That movie's not on my list because I like the first one better. But it's almost
even
irrelevant.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing with me too. I don't really know, but I just put it on there as an honorable mention because I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
My next one is Evil Dead 2. Haven't seen the original, that's why it's an honorable mention. I'm sure it is better. I'm almost 100% certain it's better.
Evil Dead 2 is also on
Evil Dead 2 is great. And then The Purge 2, way better than the first one, I thought. And I actually like the first one, which is crazy. And then my last one before we are even is Aliens. James Cameron's Aliens.
You like Aliens better than Alien?
I do.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I do not. See, this is where the list is going to get interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, which one is your favorite entry?
Yeah,
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that's another thing, too. We can put something like Harry Potter Part 7 because that's our favorite sequel in that trilogy. You just can't put something like 6 and 7.
Yeah, you can't have like all of them because you like all of them better than the first one.
So like
that was the case.
So a number 2 doesn't necessarily mean that, you know.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about Harry Potter, then I should just say my favorite of them is Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's easily like the best directed one.
Yeah,
Alfonso Cuarón's
He's
insane.
amazing.
I think the storytelling is really good, and I think that this is my favorite part in the franchise where like they start to become adults, but their like hormones just don't completely ruin them.
Yeah.
So I love it, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. Mine is, I'm just gonna skip ahead here and say my favorite Harry Potter film. And this is a controversial one because a lot of people don't like this one.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I loved it, man. This is when shit hit the fan, and I love the ending. I just really loved it. Okay, I actually put Prisoner of Azkaban at first, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to feel guilty for liking Order of the Phoenix the most. Bam.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
You should feel guilty, but I will say that is my least favorite entry.
Yeah, that's everyone's least favorite entry. But dude, I love it. I thought Half-Blood Prince was worse. To be real with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Half-Blood Prince is the 6th one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one I didn't like at first, and then I rewatched it like a couple years ago, and I loved it.
Okay.
I think it's like my 3rd favorite one.
Maybe it's one of those. Maybe I was still young enough to be like, there's no action. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh, but some of the character situations are so good.
I really need to check it out. But yeah, that's my favorite Harry Potter film. Order of the Phoenix. Sue me.
Sue me.
Sue me.
That's the tagline for this list.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably no surprise. It's kind of a toss-up between 2, but Fury Road is probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't really need to talk about a lot of these because like we've talked about
yeah,
them.
that's true.
It's like beating a dead horse at this point.
Oh yeah. My next one is Toy Story 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was Toy Story 2, but after thinking about it, I think I might like Toy Story 3 a little more, which I know you don't agree with, but I was like,
yeah.
You know.
Toy Story 1 is my favorite. So.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. No surprise here. Civil War is the best of the Captain America movies.
Yep.
I'm assuming. Oh, that's what I got.
Oh, is that it? Okay, yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Really, like,
yeah,
like it's just it's pretty much like a Avengers movie.
Absolutely. Dark Knight is my next one.
Dark Knight. Okay.
The Dark Knight.
Yep. Skyfall is my favorite
of the modern James Bond.
Of the modern James Bond.
Cool. Bourne Ultimatum is my favorite of the 3 Bourne movies. Or I guess there's 5 now.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I didn't put it on here, but now I'm just gonna say it. Out of all of the original James Bond movies, my favorite is Goldfinger.
Okay. And that is a sequel.
That is the third one.
It is. Dr. No, and then From Russia with Love, and then Goldfinger. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all great.
It's awesome.
I've seen them all.
It's got like I have not seen them all.
I've not seen all the James Bonds, but I've seen all like the.
I actually hated James Bond for a while.
Really?
Because of The World Is Not Enough. That movie is complete dog shit. That was the first one I saw.
That's a weird one to start with.
Because I had it on VHS when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like it was just there at my disposal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a very weird one to start with. The World's Not Enough came out in like 1990 something.
97, I believe.
97. So yeah,
Yeah.
you missed like
20-year
history.
So then like. When I moved to Florida, I'm like, you know what? I got to give these another shot. So pretty recently, I got into James Bond.
Oh, they're great. I've seen 90% of them. There's still a couple I haven't seen, but
yeah, actually, Skyfall is the one that got me into them, and I'm like, okay, they're more than meets the eye.
Yeah,
so
dude.
then I was like, I got to go.
It's fantastic.
Back.
It's fantastic.
You gotta go back, Jack.
My next one is Superman 2, specifically Richard Donner cut. I don't know if I like it more than the first one. That's why it's an honorable mention because I don't know.
Sometimes you just don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite of the new Star Trek movies is Into Darkness. I think
that's a good one.
Khan is a really good villain in there. Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job, and I really liked the way that they took some of the character arcs that were like this character does this, but then they kind of flipped it.
Yeah,
which was really cool.
That was
really
good.
Interesting watch.
That was really good. I think I might like Beyond more, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I like them both. They're really good. I like that whole series.
Yeah.
My next one is Fury Road. Fantastic.
Yep. Next, Days of Future Past is like my favorite of the X-Men movies.
Oh, okay.
That's a great movie.
That is. My next one is Ghost Protocol, favorite of the Mission Impossible films. It was gonna be like, was it like Rogue Nation Fallout? But you know, I really love Ghost Protocol. I really do.
I have Fallout on here, so Fallout.
Okay, all right, yeah. And then Return of the Jedi. That's an honorable mention.
That's an interesting. I like that you put that on there.
Yeah.
Because I figured you were gonna put Empire Strikes Back.
Well, maybe Empire Strikes Back is not an honorable mention. Maybe it's.
Wait a minute. So you did another.
You can't put them on the same list as what I was saying, as like the same thing. So like my number 5 can't be Empire Strikes Back / Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
Is what I meant.
See, I thought you meant just like you had to put your favorite one. That's it.
No, dude, not for honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, who cares?
Okay, you're that's fair. That's totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
John Wick 3.
All right, there you go. There you go. Skyfall is on here.
Okay, awesome. We agree on that. Terminator 2.
Nice.
That's my favorite. I think some of these, even though we really haven't talked about it in like great detail, they really don't need that much explanation.
No,
like
they don't.
T2 is like
it's amazing.
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah. My next one is The Beginner. I consider them 2 different trilogies. So I put X2 is my favorite of the original X-Men trilogy, and then for the reboot trilogy is Days of Future Past, 100%.
Okay, cool, excellent. Endgame is my favorite of the.
Nice.
I actually said it. There you go. Remember, I was on the fence.
Oh yeah.
There you go. I put Endgame. I didn't even think to put Infinity War.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. My next one is Logan. It's my favorite Wolverine sequel.
Okay. Out of the Planet of the Apes movies, Dawn is my favorite.
Yeah. I didn't put Planet of the Apes because I haven't seen Dawn yet, so I just wanted to.
The parallels between like humanity and like the apes and how like the war on both sides were so similar was just it was such good parallels. It was awesome.
These last 3 are so weird. I'm just warning you.
Can't wait.
Annabelle Creation.
Okay.
Really
wait, I got. Do I have another one? I feel like I have another one. I already said that one. Okay. This one I'm surprised we've never really talked about these movies. So, The Raid 2.
Oh yeah.
The Raid 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that the action that they do have in it is like infinitely better than the original one. Not infinitely better. That's a strong word. But it's better. I think that the build-ups to the fights are really good. The cinematography is awesome.
Oh yeah.
The choreography is stellar, and I really like. This is one thing that like all my friends say is like the worst part of it. I do like the kind of like mafia storyline that they got going on, and how he's got to like kind of climb the ranks in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because they got to climb the levels, the floors for the first one, and then this one he's just basically just like doing that, but with like reputation.
What's the subtitle, like Burn Doll or something like weird like that?
For what? What do you mean?
For Raid 2, because it's the Raid 2 : starts with a B.
I actually don't even know.
Yeah,
I have it. Like I could just go out and look at it.
Could, but
I'm lazy.
Oh well. Yeah, because it's the Raid Redemption, the Raid something with a B, and then they haven't made a third one, right?
They were supposed to, but I think it got canceled.
Wasn't it going to be like a prequel, almost, or like?
No. It was supposed to take place 30 minutes after the second one.
Oh damn.
So.
All right. My next one, another weird one, Addams Family Values. I just really like it. I think it's better than the first one.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, we have.
That was on your Halloween list.
It was. And then, are you done? Or
yeah, that's
okay. My last one is The Conjuring 2. I think it's better than the first one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're on our top 5, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Who's gonna start?
You can start.
So I guess some of these like we've definitely talked about them because we did our trilogies list and stuff like that, and most commonly like stuff that has like sequels comes in like a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So Before Midnight is my favorite entry of the 3 because I love the thrill of the chase. I love that you have to work to keep your relationships and stuff like that, and that one conversation can literally shatter history that you've built, the foundation that you've built with somebody, and it's we're so fickle.
Yeah,
and it's a lovely entry. I love it.
Nice, dude. My 5th is Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
It's my favorite out of the. It was very close between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, but Empire Strikes Back just has the best character moments, best cinematography, best action beats of the entire original trilogy.
That's fair, but guess what? My favorite is A New Hope.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
That's why it's not.
I can see it. I can see it.
It's more so for innovation.
Yeah, that's true. A New Hope is very innovative, but sometimes I feel like you can tell that it, in comparison to Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, it's very low budget.
For sure, yeah.
And you can definitely tell.
No.
It is a very kind of small film, ironically, even though it's like the biggest film of all time. Small film, and then Empire kind of expanded on that world.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you for being respectful, because most people are like, what? Like,
what?
They won't have it. They won't have it, and they think that it has to be debated. I actually wrote, one of the first things I ever wrote on my blog was why I liked A New Hope better, like best of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And
link in the description.
I was actually, I don't know if there will be, because it's probably not good now.
Oh yeah.
it's when I first started writing like stuff for like on the internet webs, putting myself out there.
Dope.
So I was shitty.
All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is
What's a golfer's favorite number?
The color red is my favorite of the Colors trilogy.
Nice. Would you call that like a sequel? I guess it's like a standalone sequel.
I mean, kind of. I mean, the only reason I do consider it is because all the characters like return.
Yeah.
In it.
That's true.
I mean,
kind
it's
of
debate. It's up for debate. I guess you're right.
I don't know if I'd consider it a sequel. That's why I didn't.
Yeah,
put it
you know
on.
what? You know what is. I don't know if you have this on here. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there was one movie in particular where I'm like, is this a sequel? Mm-hmm. I'll wait until the end of it before I ask.
I'm sure it's not on my list.
Okay, then here we go. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Manhunter.
Yeah.
I mean, because
it's like the same story.
It's a different, but it's a different. The only thing that really keeps it together is Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
It's a different like main character. It's a different like villain.
Mm-hmm. I definitely consider it more of like a remake.
So then maybe that was not the best. If I had to like switch things up and like change, I don't even know what I would do, because fuck, these movies are so good.
They are good.
Like, all these movies are so good. I don't fucking know. Just whatever. Sorry, the Color Red.
Color Red is so good. Next one is Captain America Civil War.
Okay.
It's the best of the entire freaking Captain America films. And like we've said many times, the Captain America films are the only Marvel films that have, I guess besides because the Avengers had a dip too. So yeah. Captain
That's
America
only gotten better.
Yeah, Captain America films are the only films that have gotten better with each one. Mm-hmm. You know. I love them. I love the Captain America films. And I love Captain America. He's the best.
Miniature Avengers, and yes,
yes.
I do agree.
The fact that
they
balanced so much and they pulled it off amazes me. Mm-hmm. That movie just amazes me how much they pulled off. All these different storylines, all these different characters.
Yeah, it was the prototype for Infinity War.
100%. Everyone has an arc. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is The Dark Knight. Come on. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I did know it was coming, but I've told you I like Batman Begins better as well, I think.
Which is funny that it's you put it on your honorable mention.
Yeah, because it's close.
It's close.
It's close.
I'm telling you, I just rewatched them like 2 weeks ago. If you rewatch them, I think you might have it, just because like the thing that really separates the two is how the universe of the Dark Knight, the city in particular, constantly is shifting. Like there's so much things that like gears keep turning, and it changes everything. There's like a domino effect, and there's so many clashes, and it's like the mob is clashing with the Joker, and the Joker's clashing with Batman, and the Batman's clashing with the mob, and Harvey Dent is clashing with the mob. There's so much going on, and it's so fluid. That's dope. Fact that they're able to balance it out it's mind-boggling.
Damn. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. It's classic. Yeah, a lot of these are very obvious.
Yeah.
Including my number 3, which is Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's like such a good sequel. I've seen Terminator 2 so many times.
Same.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. I'm not even gonna
elaborate.
You're not even gonna elaborate, because every single Terminator film that's come after this masterpiece, not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I actually got to watch it with my little brother, because he was going through a sci-fi phase. So I'm like, I'm going to show you every sci-fi movie that you need to see.
Yeah.
And we watched T2, and he had no clue what was going to happen. He didn't even know about the about the Terminator, like what was going on with him. So like when he saw it, he was like, oh
damn. That is a good twist, especially if you watch the first one.
And you don't know what's going on in the second one. Like it's it's so good. So. Yeah, that was a cool moment between me and him. Is that all you got to say about it?
Yep. What else am I going to say?
I mean, it's the same thing with my number 2. Like, what am I going to say about The Good, the Bad, the Ugly that
said? Sorry, I'm stretching.
That I haven't already said.
That's true.
So, I'm not even going to say anything.
All right. My number 2, Avengers Endgame.
There it is.
So good. I know it's a little premature to put it as my number 2 best sequel ever, but dude, as a lifelong comic fan, this is literally my dream come true. It's not just a sequel to the Avengers. It's almost like a sequel to everything that came before it. And it's amazing. I love it. So good.
I know what your number 1 is, but do you know what my number 1 is? It's pretty obvious.
You said Good, Bad, and the Ugly. What's the first letter?
B.
No, I don't know it.
Blade Runner
2049. Oh, yeah, I should have guessed that. I forgot about that. I'm putting that as an honorable mention.
Blade Runner 2049 is like my 5th favorite movie of all time right now. I adore this movie. And I haven't really talked about it, which is funny because I love it so much.
Yeah.
All I've said is that I love it. So what's so amazing about this movie is how different it is from the original. The original was just very, very innovative with its style and with its technology and stuff like that, and it had such a grounded story that you didn't really need to focus all that much on the story. It's basically just like, hey, hunt down these 4 guys. But like it evolves from there because you have these characters that are very sympathetic, and you kind of come to the realization that like this world is fucked up, and everybody's just a bunch of prejudiced assholes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And these people have gotten the short end of the stick. And so why it's so beautiful that Roy is such a great character, and he's like a side character that's in it for such a little bit amount of time. He's such a good, tragic character, and the same can be said about so many small characters in this movie. So I felt like they kept the essence of Blade Runner in this movie, and additionally, like the technology has increased since Blade Runner. and this movie looks fantastic.
So good.
Like Joy, there's so many good like spectacle of this movie. Like my favorite scene in the entire movie, just like visually, is when it's such a good storytelling moment too. When Joy, which is the main character's like household wife,
yeah, basically.
But she's like a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
She contacts a prostitute to sync up, so the two of them fuse into one another.
Yeah, yeah.
And they sync up, and they like have sex with him. And she allows this AI to have sex with him because she's so like generous, and she's selfless. She's awesome. She's like the perfect wife. And oh my god, their story arc is so good.
It ends in such a kind of a bittersweet note, though. Kind of like a bitter note, actually. It's kind of sad.
Dude, but it's so beautiful.
It is.
And that moment, there's a scene where there's 10 fingers caressing his back, because it's all of them like together. But it's such a cool moment because you get to see how she looks at him, the AI looks at him, and you get to see how passionate Joy is.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that you get to see the reaction and the action and reaction or whatever, like in the same shot, like the parallels between the two. It's awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
Denis is such a good storyteller. That's why he's my favorite director. And there's just so like the racism, I guess you could call it, the prejudice against the AI. It's such a good backdrop. It's so barren. The world is so desolate.
So good.
And yet it's surrounded by life, because you get so much emotion from these characters that shouldn't really have emotion. Mm-hmm. And that's why I find like the movie so beautiful. And I've cried during this movie too at one time. Like, it's just that good to me. I love it.
It's such a good movie. And now my number one sequel is one I can't elaborate on anymore. Yeah, you know what it is. What is it?
Spider-Man 2.
It's Spider-Man 2, of course. The reason Spider-Man 2 is my favorite sequel ever is because, look, I love something like Avengers Endgame. I do. Avengers Endgame is a huge spectacle film. Spider-Man 2 is a character film, and I love character. And I think in terms of just elevating not only superhero films to a new standard when it comes to character, but just being better than the first one. It's so amazing. Like, this movie has so much heart to it, and it's so deep in its philosophical kind of narrative. You know, there's a lot of philosophical questions that are asked in this movie. Like, should you put your responsibility to the city and to, you know, protect others above your own happiness? And that is such a huge question, because in the movie, Spider-Man, he doesn't. He chooses to give up that responsibility to be happy until he realizes that it's almost kind of Batman-esque, almost like he can't really be happy. Mm-hmm. He can't really be happy because he has that responsibility of being Spider-Man. He can't give up letting what happened to Uncle Ben happen to anyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He needs to protect the city. But then at the end, it kind of shows that, you know what? Maybe the hero can be happy and have responsibility at the same time.
Like a happy medium.
A happy medium. And it's fantastic. I love this film. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's my favorite sequel.
It's an amazing Spider-Man movie.
It's an amazing Spider-Man movie.